fact that they would allow domestic flights from July 8th, and of course the interstate travel ban has been relaxed. Now, so far, as I said earlier on, I was looking at the video clip, and the last time it came was about May 30th, and then we had about 9,000 plus cases, and now cases are spiraling up to 27,000. Still, we've not had enough adequate testing. According to Victor, I said NCDC has also not even told us what we are even using. The number of deaths are also increasing. Would you say that we are, how I put it, kind of like away, not in harm's way any longer for us to open up domestic flights and allow people to travel from different states to the other, knowing that the virus is still within us and safety precautionary measures are still not being adhered to?
Last week or 2 weeks ago, you would recall that National Association of Resident Doctors went on strike. And one of the things that made them to go on strike is PPE. Are you following it?
Yeah.
If a doctor does not have a PPE and you want them to work, and you are the government that is supposed to take the lead, who do we rely upon if the government that is supposed to take the lead is failing? And that is exactly what, whether we talk from now till tomorrow, those that will take the lead, if they are failing, then death toll will continue to rise. Forget that media hype of so people is dead, so person is dead, how many people are dead. The question is, what are the remedies, what are the idea to curtail these high rise cases of death, which government is not telling us? Anytime there's a press release, you listen to them on TV, it is to tell us how many people had died. It is not to tell us what are the precaution efforts made to revive people, what are the plans they are having to build more centers to test, those that are having signs of COVID-19, other than decentralizing it. Recently, Delta State had to go to Edo State.
Yeah.
A whole state must have to go to another state to test who is positive and who is negative on COVID-19. These are some of the strategies that we must put in place to remedy whatever is killing, according to them, COVID-19. Government is supposed to take the lead.
Okay, since there are lapses there, would you say that this relaxing of the ban on interstate travel, would you say it is appropriate at this time? Relaxing
of the ban on interstate travel, whether you relax, whether you don't relax, I can assure you, people are traveling. You don't know?
Of course, we've seen reports of that.
Not even people. If you want to know better, just go stay between Lagos and Ibadan and Ogun State. You will see the influx of traffic, and you'll be amazed.
So it doesn't matter if they relaxed or not.
That is what we are saying. What is paramount is the strategy and all those remedies that must be put in place to continue. Right now, Lagos government is talking about community transmission. It's very key. Community transmission. Look, when they give Dr. Abab, when he gave analysis of the local government that is more prominent, he mentioned Ali Monsho local government. Yes. I was concerned. But you mentioned Ali Monsho local government. You must be able to give us appropriate strategy.
Even the house-to-house testing.
That is it. We should be able to have seen, okay, in Ali Monsho now, it is very prominent there, but what we have been able to do is this. We have been able to do this. The police there, we have been able to provide for them PPE. Many of the police there that is asking, that they are telling from federal government, from up to implement every of their policies, they don't have PPEs. They will stop you, put their hand on your car.
Very alarming. I saw some of them. Even without face mask.
Without face mask. The police on their own are the one producing that face mask. The other ranks that are on the road, they don't have PPEs. But you would say this is prominent here. But what are the strategies put in place to remedy this solution? To give a remedy to this solution. So these are the things we need to look at, not reporting the developmental story, but not giving solution. Me, that's what I'm concerned about.
Okay, all right. As you said earlier on, Olusegun Aria is of the opinion that whether or not they relax the ban on interstate travel,
yes,
people are still been traveling, but rather the federal government should put more measures in place.
State government should put more measures on safety priorities so that we can be able to know that yes, the government has played their part. Then orientation should continue. So we, the people, will begin to know that yes, the government has played their part. We, the people, must play our part. But government has not shown so far, as far as I'm concerned, how is going to remedy the situation. Okay. That's my stand.
All right, thank you very much. Still on updates, we know that Lagos State government is mapping out plans to distribute about 10,000 radio sets to pupils for homeschooling. We know that children are still at home. Victor Aya, what's your reaction to this? 10,000 radio sets to pupils for homeschooling in Lagos.
Well, to me, that's not going to solve the problem. Because if you are giving 10,000 radios to homes, and we are being told that Lagos has a population of about 20 million people.
Yeah. What is
the fraction?
10,000 from 20 million.
So it's not going to solve the problem. What we need to do is that opening of the school is what they should do, because the best way to study, especially for children, is for them to sit under a teacher. When they are hearing directly from the teacher. So, because the one of the radio they are talking about, assuming they are going to give to all the families, I would say it's a good development. And again, what brand of radio are they going to give? Are the radios going to be powered by electricity or by battery? We don't even know. If it is by battery, it's a good development, because you don't need to have electricity before you can power it. But again, the issue of buy battery. Who is going to buy the battery that will power the radio? Because radio cannot operate itself. It must go along with the battery. And some of the homes, somebody has not gotten gari to drink with granite. Will that person have 100 naira or 200 naira to go and buy battery to power radio? And when we talk like this, when we come to the basis, some people that are watching us will say, why is this person talking this way? But we are speaking the reality. There are some people that they don't even have this 200 naira to buy battery because they have not eaten. If you go to some compounds, you see people crowded in a room because of poverty. How many houses has government built for people? So these are the issues. It's a good development, as I've said before, but how are they going to implement it? 10,000 to 20 million people, except if they are telling us lies, because from official website of government, we are being told that the population of Lagos is between 18 and 20 million. And if you subtract just 10,000 from 20 million, you find out that it's a drop of water in an ocean, so it cannot go anywhere. But to me, it's a good development, but it is not implementable.
Okay, we're still re-emphasizing the government still needs to do more. Of course, we also need the Chief Executive Officer of Area Contractors, Ado Sanusi, has advised intending passengers, that's due to the aviation and domestic flights, that intending passengers who have cold or malaria should not come to the airport. A passenger who sneezes on plane will be treated as a COVID-19 case. So I would advise you, so that you don't land in an isolation center, if for any reason you feel unwell and you're going to board a flight to another state, please try and take note of this. Any passenger who sneezes on the plane, according to the Chief Executive of Area Contractors, will be treated as a COVID-19 case. So quickly,
yes, I just want to add to what Messiah said. The 18 million you're talking about, statistically, those that are going to school are there. We are not adults out there. So when we look at it, even though I agree with him, it will still not be enough. But according to the statistics, we should have the adult age, the middle age, and the ones that are still going to school. So that's it.
No problem.
Okay, let's still not forget that tertiary students are still at home, and I don't know if they're still doing online schooling. I think it's even just primary schools, I think, that still doing all primary schools. I know, but tertiary universities, have they been doing online schooling?
Tertiary institutions are doing.
Okay, well, the ones I know, they are not doing anything online.
School and it is not even all the schools, all the states. It's not only all the states.
For example, public schools, I'm not sure they are able to cope with this online schooling during this period. The emphasis is still on federal government, appropriate agencies still need to do more.
The data, as according to Ms. Aya, the battery thing is a challenge. The data
too again
is more than a challenge.
And even if you have lights.
Even if you have lights.
And you have the...
Do you know how much MTN is giving data out now and the rest of the network service? Don't let us go there. So the money that is involved in the data is killing.
Okay. All right, let's read from our respondents. Of course, you know that you can be a part of this program by sending a message or a WhatsApp message to 0814-658876. And of course, we have messages pouring in already. Please do not call. Please just send a message that I can read your messages. Now, this one says, I agree with the public speaker for health. Let us learn to live with COVID-19. They should allow us live our lives without fear. You did not put your name there. Thank you very much for your contribution. I appreciate the man at the middle. It's high time we started depending on Nigerian products. Dr. Morris Iwu said he has the cure for COVID-19, yet the federal government prefers wasting money on foreign remedy. That is Honorable Peter Okpara from Enugu. Thank you very much, Peter Okpara, for your contribution. Good day, presenter and your guest. The man at the middle is making valid points. Government should at least tell us what they are using in association so that individuals will use as a preventive measure even before the COVID-19, just as Nigeria fights Ebola. Have a fulfilled day from just Mr. Sam. We have another message here. My name is Frank from Abuja. Honestly, I'm enjoying this program. Thank you very much. It's real and raw. Kudos to the guests. They are dissecting issues as real as it is. Of course, that's what we do here. We analyze issues unbiasedly. There's no bias in our analysis. Now let's go to another issue here, which is affecting lots of Nigerians. As we know that during the week, the Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency, PPPRA, has announced a new price bracket of between 140 naira to 143 naira per litre for premium motor spirit, also known as petrol. Now, of course, it was in a circular dated July 1st, 2020. Now, we would recall that on May 31st, 2020, the agency announced a price band of 121 naira to 123 naira per litre for the product. Now, in reacting to this, in simple words, which means that the price of fuel has increased. Now, it's no more 121 naira, it's now 143 naira per litre. That's the simple terms there. Now, the Nigeria Labour Congress has kicked against the new fuel price of 143 naira announced by the Petroleum Product Price Regulatory Agency, saying in its words, this might just be the last straw that would break the camel's back, and they are calling for an immediate reversal of the price. Olusegun, when they reduced the price to about 121, we're even advocating for 85 naira. Yes. Now they have increased it to 141 to 143 in the midst of pandemic. Now, and we know that even when it was reduced, the transportation fees were still expensive. What are we going to expect now? What's your reaction to this?
My reaction will be that first, let me quote from one of the chairman, the former chairman, House Committee on Petroleum.
Yeah.
When he said one of the areas where there is harbinger of corruption is the petroleum sector. Yes. You know, many expectations from Mr. President, you know, it was just cut short from my own evaluation of his 5 years regarding the Ministry of Petroleum. I was expecting him to deal with corruption solely on in this petroleum sector, but I'm yet to see any. Instead, he decided to put himself as the Minister of Petroleum. You know, as old as he is, there's no way he would move from one location to the other. And these people are killing that sector. The deregulation issue is still there. The subsidy thing is still there, which is even hidden. There was a time, he told us before he became president that there will not be subsidy in the petroleum for petrol again. But today, instead of them to remove the subsidy entirely, they told us nothing of such. But former Minister of State for Petroleum made us to see that there's still subsidy, even though it is hidden, not open to the media and the Nigerian people. So what I would advise, as far as I'm concerned, is total deregulation of that sector, so that those that are, you know, milking from the Nigerian people will stop. Again, if you go to many petrol stations today, if I drive my car there and you ask that they should give you 20 liters, you can be rest assured that they are going to be giving you 17 or 15 liters. These are the things PPMC should be able to look at. Now, come to the decision of, you know, hiking the price. One, it has not been deregulated. It is still being controlled. We are not in tandem with the international price. So I don't still understand the
modalities.
The what is hidden in that agenda that is making them to skyrocket, bring it up, and then bring it back.
Down.
If we go about the reality of the international market, it's supposed to be down by now, because we have I think about 45 naira per liter today.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, that crude sales of oil should go as far as 50 naira per liter. So what I'm standing on, as far as I'm concerned, is to deregulate entirely that sector. So whoever wants to shout, let it be, because those are to shout, I can assure you, are the elites who are stealing, milking the Nigerian people on that thing. You can imagine what PPMC is supposed to do. They are not doing it. The corruption, even at the sales point that they are supposed to look at, they are not looking at, but rather looking at how to hike the price and do other things. So my conclusion would be that the Nigerian government should look more on the entire deregulation of the process, so that we can remove the hands of those elites. As far as I'm concerned, they are elites killing this country. Remove them, then let us face the reality of happenings there.
Okay, deregulation corrupting the petroleum sector. Yes. Victor, what's your take?
Well, I'm so surprised. The petroleum sector has been deregulated according to information we have. But the worry I'm having is that on one hand, they are telling us that they have deregulated the sector. If you have deregulated the sector, why should you fix price? Because the new price regime now is that they are saying that it should not be less than 140.80 kobo.
Yeah.
And it should not be more than 143.80 kobo. When you deregulate a sector, do you need to fix price? You don't need to fix price. According to them, they said that the forces of demand or supply will fix price for us. But that is not what we are saying. The Executive Secretary of PAPRA, Abdul Kadir, was the one that made the announcement of the new price regime. And he said that the sector has been deregulated. And the question I'm asking him is that if a sector has been deregulated and the government is no longer regulating it, why are you fixing price? With this development now, there's no dealer that we sell below 143.80 kobo, because you have said that this is the highest point, this is the lowest point. If you have given me two price regime, why will I sell less than 143.80 kobo when I know that I'm going to make more money? They should have allowed the sector to play out by the forces of demand and supply, according to what economics says. Yes. But my greatest worry is that we will not be able to overcome the problems in the petroleum sector as long as we are not refining the product by ourselves. I was thinking that with the so much noise that the APC made when they were in the opposition, that they were going to build a refinery each year. I was thinking that by now they should have built up to 3 refineries according to their promise, because they told us that each year they will build a refinery, and this is the 5th year now. By now we should have had 5 refineries, and if we have 5 refineries that are functional, including the 4 that we have, that will be 9 refineries. There will be no need of us talking about international price regime, whereby they are saying that we are importing this thing. If we have the raw materials here, and when you refine here, jobs will be created, the byproduct will be used here for different products. So as long as we are still importing this thing, nobody should expect Eldorado in the petroleum sector. Let us agitate, let us call upon them to build refinery. Refinery is not a rocket science. The Niger database
are the refineries that they had, they are complaints that they have been dormant. They had no refineries.
And they are old. They are old. The 2 refineries in Port Harcourt, the first one was built in 1963, the second one was built in 1965. Calculate the period of time. That one is 57 years, another one is 55 years.
Even there was
it was the Gowon regime then that introduced the indigenization policy that made those refineries to become a refinery. Ordinarily, they were built by Shell BP, Shell Petroleum. Then the one in Kaduna and Warri were built under the government of Olusegun Obasanjo when he was military head of state, completed by Shehu Shagari. So when you compare and contrast, you find out that they are obsolete refineries. So we need to build new ones. Even though if we don't even build, if we say if we have 5 new refineries, according to Nigerians are people that stand by their words, according to what Buhari and APC promised us that they were going to build a refinery each year. By now, if they have built 5 functional refineries, we will be talking about the importation of refined petroleum products. The answer is no.
So what is hope of the common man now?
There's no hope except they build new refineries. If they don't build new refineries, don't forget the fact that we are talking about international trade, whereby it is only dollar that determines the prices of imported goods. And you know that today the naira is 460 naira to 465 naira to a dollar. If you are talking about $1,000 now, you are talking about 465,000 naira. So how are you going to solve such a problem? So the quantum of money you need to import something is so high. So that is why it is needful for us to build refinery. If Niger Republic can build refinery, why can't Nigeria that claim to be a giant of Africa? Even though I don't believe in that, because Nigeria can never be a giant of Africa. It is just noise making. Noise making does not make you to be a giant. We know what a giant is. A giant is a big person. A giant is somebody that is strong. So a giant is a country that has what it takes. I can tell you.
I think Nigeria is a giant, but we're just missing our steps somewhere along the line because we are blessed with so much natural resources.
That potential. There's difference between potential and actuality. That you have the potential to run and you are sitting down does not make you cannot win a race. Yeah. It is until you run a race and you completed it that makes you to be a winner of a sprint or any kind of maybe marathon. Okay. So that we have potential. Before I was born, we have potential. Since I was born and I've grown to this age, we have potential.